My story is probably not dissimilar from a lot of people. And yet, how I deal with this issue of pornography may be a little different. I haven't dealt with it on a day-to-day basis. However, I have felt the effects of a culture that is over-sexualized and over-sensualized. I grew up in a Christian home. My parents were around me. They encouraged me. And yet, I suffered abuse outside the home, and it sent me into a tailspin. And thankfully, my family rallied around me. I see the effects all around me. Friends and others are just, their lives are being destroyed and pulled apart. For me, the strength now comes from daily interaction and accountability. The temptations are too great out there to stand alone. The temptations are an onslaught constantly. We have to ground ourselves. We have to root ourselves. In Psalm 1, we see that we have to be grounded in the Word. The living water is the Word. We can't just cheer each other on and say, hey, you can do better, just try harder. That's not going to be the answer to the issue. We find that in the Scriptures, we have answers. I think of a guy like David, who's obviously a character we can talk about on this issue. That he's called a man after God's own heart. And there may be several reasons why this is, but one reason is that when he's faced with his sin, he's honest. When he's faced with his sin, he repents. My hope is, as I travel and as I sing and as I play, to see families strengthened. So many times we see families pulled apart, yet I would love to see families really become strong. That bond of, that relationship between father and son, father and daughter, husband and wife. These things are vital to the growth of the church, the covenant bonds, and sadly, this issue of pornography rips families apart. I have seen my friends, I have seen acquaintances have their lives just ripped apart because of this issue. And I would love to be a part of a change and love to see these people instead become strong in their relationships. If we allow this issue to creep into our families, it causes us to be weak. The darkness abounds and those bonds are split apart and those relationships are broken down, which is exactly the opposite of what we find in Christ. The hope we find in Christ is a strong, strong bond of love and intimacy. And that is hope.